Hi, I'm Heather Dawson, and it's a pleasure bringing you the best of California every week on our show.
JetBlue recently invited my husband Bill and me to be some of the first passengers on their new direct flight from Los Angeles International Airport to beautiful Puerto Vallarta, minutes away from the state of Nayarit, Mexico. We boarded the flight with excitement knowing that we were embarking on an incredible adventure. From the moment we stepped onto the plane, we were greeted by the amazing JetBlue staff who ensured that we were in the proper mood to explore Nayarit and get the most out of this experience. The staff went above and beyond. Their warm smiles and attention to detail made the journey comfortable and enjoyable. It's the kind of dedication that sets JetBlue apart and makes them the perfect choice for your travel needs. Our first destination in Nayarit was the magnificent Vedanta Grand Lux Resort. Nestled in the heart of Nayarit's natural beauty, this resort offers luxurious accommodations and a wide range of amenities, from breathtaking pools to world-class dining options. Vedanta Grand Lux has it all. Nayarit is not just about luxurious resorts though, it's also about exploring charming towns and experiencing the local culture. We visited the towns of San Pancho, Sayulita, Compostela, and Hala, to name a few, each offering a unique and authentic experience. In these towns we met wonderful people and discovered hidden gems. We had the pleasure of visiting small family-owned businesses like Molote Coffee Roasters, where we enjoyed freshly roasted coffee, and the renowned restaurant Don Pedro, where we savored delicious local cuisine. These experiences gave us a true taste of Nayarit's vibrant culture and hospitality. Our journey led to the Conrad Resort in Punta de Mita. As part of the Hilton Group, Conrad offers a truly luxurious experience. From its beautiful design to the amazing spa facility, every detail is crafted to perfection. The Conrad Resort provides a serene and rejuvenating atmosphere where you can indulge in spa treatments, world-class cuisine, and let's not forget the breathtaking sunset vistas, the perfect way to end a day of exploration. Nayarit has truly captured our hearts with its natural beauty, rich culture, and warm hospitality. Whether you're seeking relaxation, adventure, or a taste of authentic Mexican cuisine, Nayarit has it all. Bringing you the best of travel and adventure, I'm Will Armstrong for California Life.
And coming up next here on California Life, we've got the best of entertainment. Don't go away. Why do we eat our feelings? Nutritionalist counselor Dr. Iflin discusses the difference between emotional eating and physical hunger. Here's Elise.
Hi, I'm Elise Thurston with California Life, and today I will be interviewing nutritional counselor Dr. Joan Ifland, who specializes in emotional eating, food triggers, and the psychology behind binge eating. How are you, Dr. Ifland?
I am just delighted to be here. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, and I'm so excited to talk about this subject because I think that this is something a lot of people struggle with, especially after quarantine. For me, a lot of the people I know, many of us, we turn to food when we're under stress, when we're in fear, when maybe we're just bored, because it can give us this false sense of fullness. And I'm curious, what emotions would you say trigger food cravings the most? What emotions cause, which ones should we look out for?
Yes, and this is such a good question. Any strong emotion can trigger a reaction in the brain, which consists of hyperactivating the reward centers in the brain. And that means your brain just floods with cravings. When we're under stress, the brain will try to make us feel better by activating the reward centers, the pleasure centers, but that activates the addiction too. So this is not, it's just a mechanical action in the brain that is the result of a lot of addictive business practices related to processed foods.
What are the signs to tell the difference between I'm just emotionally hungry right now or I actually need food right now?
This is such a good question. Cravings happen in the head, and they are for these foods that we've been duped into thinking are foods, but they're actually drugs. If you're hungry, it happens in your stomach. Your stomach is right underneath the bottom of your ribs, and that's where you'll feel it. I would say that step one for distinguishing between cravings and hunger is to get the processed foods and the signaling, the messaging, the advertising, this food stimulation, get that out of your home, get that out of your workplace. Stop eating processed foods in the car. So get the cravings to stop, and then you will know that if you want to eat, it's hunger.
Okay. That's so basically, if we recognize, okay, I am an emotional eater, I do that. The biggest thing you recommend doing is to just cut out those processed foods. Start eating healthier, lean meats, chicken, vegetables.
People don't realize that cravings are not normal, because I know for myself, I went to kindergarten with cravings. I ate sugary breakfast cereal and dairy. I had milk and toast and jelly and margarine on it. And those were all addictive substances. So I didn't know that it's possible for cravings to go away. But that is one of the greatest gifts of getting through withdrawal from the processed foods, is the cravings will stop, the obsession will stop. Kind of, you get your brain back, and it's wonderful.
I'm very thankful that I got to speak with you today. I think
Thank you.
that's something a lot of people can take to heart. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Hi, I'm Elise Thurston with California Life, and today I am so excited to talk to Jeremiah Higgins. I want to give a little bit of an introduction about what you do and all the things you've been a part of, and we could talk for hours about your 27 years in the restaurant industry, but today we're going to really keep it about your radio show, The Jeremiah Show.
That's a nice intro. So good. So happy to be here. Thank you for having me on.
I was so excited to interview you because I feel like with your radio show, hosting and producing, featuring many celebrity guests, and you're usually the one doing the interviews. So now you're on the opposite end of this.
You're right. It's not a position I'm normally in. And I don't know why anybody ever accepts an interview from me for the Jeremiah Show, because when it's turned on you and you're the person being interviewed, it's not as much, it's kind of scary.
You're like, I don't know what to talk. I don't know how to pitch myself. And
Yeah.
you have so much to talk about. And recently this morning, I heard some pretty exciting news if you want to share.
Yes. So this is very exciting. It's actually a dream come true for me. And you are the first person it's breaking here on your show, on your interview. We just this morning, the Jeremiah Show was picked up and is now going to be the morning show in Santa Barbara, simulcast, on 2 different radio stations. So we're on 96.9 KZSB FM, and we're on 1290 KZSB AM. So we're simulcast on 2 channels. We've got the 7 to 9 slot. So what we're going to do now with this morning show is put all 3 shows together, and just provide hopefully some really fun guests, some fun content as you drive to work in the morning, make your day a little bit better.
I would love to hear a little bit more about how you started working with Tim Stack. If anyone knows, Tim Stack is a famous comedian, actor. He's worked with Howard Stern, been on tons of movies and TV shows, kind of old school sense of humor.
Pre-COVID, at a show at the Libero Theater in Santa Barbara, Maz Jobrani was the headlining comedian, and he's just hilarious. Maz is one of my favorite people on earth, and he's got to be one of the hardest working guys in showbiz, and he's got some really great friends. One of them happened to be Tim Stack.
And I love that. And I'd love to hear more too about Mariel Hemingway.
I don't know how she came into my life, but I was always a fan. I had her on the show, and it was actually a milestone show for me because the lady that was interviewing she listened and she didn't talk a lot. She asked questions, and then Mariel was my very next interview. I would ask a question and I just listened, and Mariel and I just had this great connection in that interview. You know, we're kind of all teamed up together now, the 3 shows, and I can't mention this yet, but there is a couple more co-hosts that are coming on with a really great show. I'm excited. A brand new show that I'll be EPing, and we'll announce that later.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait to hear the surprise. And I think that's what's awesome about your team is, you're keeping it not only positive, but people that you really like and people that get you and you get each other. And it's a good team of just genuine care for each other and interest about what you're talking about.
Baseball Hall of Famer Johnny Bench is ranked by many as the greatest catcher of all time. And during his illustrious career, he spent years on the field in the sun. Eventually, the prolonged sun exposure caught up to him, and 11 years ago, he was diagnosed with non-melanoma skin cancer.
Well, I actually had been in to see my eye doctor just for an examination, and he saw blisters. And the blisters had come in and gone a couple of times. I'd sort of popped them, and I wasn't worried about it. And he said, "You need to see your dermatologist." I immediately went to the dermatologist. They did a biopsy, found out it was BCC, and I had it removed through Mohs surgery.
Non-melanoma skin cancer, like Johnny was diagnosed with, is the most common form of cancer and affects millions of Americans every year.
Over 5 million are diagnosed on a yearly basis. They compose two main components: is basal cell carcinoma and cutaneous squamous cell carcinoma, both of which are totally curable by surgery if diagnosed early.
But if left undiagnosed, the cancer can spread and travel through the body. And while everyone who spends time in the sun is at risk, there are those who are more susceptible.
People with light skin, light hair, light eyes, and lots of sun exposure, because the sun is the one that causes the mutations that induce the cancer.
And even if you have a previous diagnosis, it's important to continue to get checked. Johnny's been seeing a dermatologist twice a year and was recently diagnosed a second time during a routine exam.
He found a spot underneath on my chest here, and all of a sudden I'm in for another biopsy, for another surgery, but they caught it early.
And with those experiences, Johnny continues to be a vocal champion in the fight against skin cancer.
So I'm asking everyone to go to the website, letsgetrealaboutskincancer.com, letsgetrealaboutskincancer.com, and we'll ask you to make a pledge, meaning please see a dermatologist and just be cautious, lay in the shade a little bit, get protection, put your sunscreen on, all the things that you need to do. Go to Let's Get Real About Skin Cancer and make that pledge, but get smarter about what we know about cancer.
So if you're headed into the sun this summer, take it from Johnny Bench and Dr. Perez. Make sure to use good sunscreen when enjoying outdoor activities. Bringing you the best of California, I'm David Wiley for California Life.
4, 3, 2, 1.
This is Camp LA, Southern California's coolest new fitness and yoga studio.
Camp it was created, it started in Tampa, Florida, and now we're opening in Los Angeles, which we're so excited to share and show with everybody.
With a fun summer camp theme, Camp LA recently opened their unique 3-building campus in the heart of Santa Monica.
It is a multimodality studio on a campus. So we literally built a campus here in Santa Monica that has 3 different buildings that houses yoga, it houses stations, which is our strength training program, our sculpt and Pilates program, and our circuit studio, which is our metabolic treadmill studio, which we're really excited to introduce into the platform.
Camp LA looks to put the fun back into working out with a summer camp theme that combines serious workout programs in a fast-paced, lighthearted atmosphere.
The brand itself is very playful, and so is the lobbies and the facilities and the outdoor space, but the one place that we go very serious is in the studios. We have state-of-the-art equipment, we have all the best equipment, all the best AV. That is one area that we feel like that's our bread and butter, and we take it very seriously in the rooms.
And you'll never run out of things to do at Camp LA, which offers classes every 15 minutes throughout the day.
I like to describe our business somewhere between the individual boutique fitness gym and the big box world, right? And in big box, the point of going to a big box space, right, is the convenience, the time slots, the availability, the access to multiple things depending on how you're feeling that day. And we want people to feel that when they come here, but completely immersed in the community, class-based environment.
And that sense of community with a personal touch is part of what makes Camp LA so special.
Camp is definitely a passion project for us, and we believe like we're a hospitality business at our core. We come from hospitality backgrounds. It's what we do, it's who we are, and we really wanted to bring that into camp.
So why don't you head to Camp? Camp LA, that is. They're located on Lincoln Boulevard in Santa Monica. And you can get all the details at their website, welovecamp.com. Bringing you the best of California, I'm David Wiley for California Life.
Would you like to start?
I had grown up with Harrison Ford. I mean, Witness, The Fugitive, Blade Runner. I was walking behind that door were all of those movies when I was meeting Harrison. So it was a hugely exciting and quite intimidating moment. But like I say, the moment the door opened and I saw Harrison, he did just go, "Hey!" And from then on, I'd say we became firm friends.
I had seen Phoebe in Fleabag. I was aware of the range of her skill and talent, and I was thrilled that we had a story that attracted her interest and that I would have her as the partner in this film.
Helena is Indy's goddaughter. He last saw her when she was 12, and he was very good friends with her father, who died not long after he last saw her. And she comes catapulting back into his life at a sort of, not even a crossroads, just sort of a cul-de-sac in his life. And comes through the door with the joyful history of memories they had when she was young and he came to the house and visited her father. And she comes and tries to infect him with the idea of going on another adventure. But she is slightly more nefarious than she wants him to believe at the beginning. And she has her own agenda, and they end up going on an adventure, but not the one that she proffered to him in the beginning. She's a mercurial little rascal.
Well, I'm surrounded by
idiots.
No, a fantastic group of actors. Mads Mikkelsen, Phoebe, all of the characters, Ethan. I mean, they're all so vivid and exciting. My greatest challenge was to keep up with them, actually. To keep up with all of them, or try to keep up with all of them, and to maintain the standards that they were setting. I think that's because the films themselves are such powerful entertainment. I've said in the past that I think Indiana Jones is more about movies than it is about archaeology. It's about the fun you can have at a movie. It's about the emotional exercise you can get at a movie. And though we've made 4 in the past, this one has an air of finality because it's my last Indiana Jones movie. It was a barrel of fun. There are a lot of different elements to the relationship between us, and there are moments of seriousness, but there's also moments that the audience is meant to enjoy the banter between them, the contest between them. And I think it was well written, and I was delighted by having someone as adroit as she is with comedy and the mixture of comedy and real, true emotion to navigate this story with.
Well, that's it for us. If you missed any part of our show, go to our website, californialifehd.com. Please don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and Twitter. I'm your host, Heather Dawson. We'll see you next time.
Watch us on our YouTube channel. Stay connected to our social media, like our blogs on Facebook. Follow our tweets on Twitter. And check out our posts on Instagram and Pinterest, where we bring you the best of California.